Well, today we're in the Deam Wilderness in Indiana, southern Indiana. And we found some old papers that describe historic sites. And what this area is it's in this part of southern Indiana, we go from where the glaciers came down and flattened everything out to they stopped right around where we are in the southern third of Indiana, and it becomes hilly. And people in the 1800s moved into these hills, deep into them, and they put farms back here. And they didn't really go to town much. They just stayed back here. Some people became hermits and really never went to town. And so we found these papers that describe old home sites that you can go and find. And now it's been taken over by the wilderness. And what these dark green plants that you see, those are daffodils. And daffodils, for those of you who aren't familiar with bulb flowers, those are bulbs that don't grow here natively. You get the bulbs and you plant them on purpose, and you would usually plant them around your house. They're the bright yellow flowers that come up in spring that look like they're bright and happy, and they smell good, and they're yellow. And that's what these are. And what that signifies is that someone planted these on purpose. So we are probably at one of the homesteaders' home sites. And that's actually the papers that we're following. They're directing us to a home site, and they said that these daffodils are a sign that we're close. So we're going to keep looking.
From the stone pile, walk straight east across stream and find foot trail on east side of stream.
So the next thing the papers referred us to right near the daffodils are this pile of stones that are not natural. You can they've been here a while and they're covered with moss, but you can tell they were cut into these shapes. I believe this was part of one of the homes here. Jeremiah here with me is going to read a little bit about what the paper says about this site.
Site 2, just south of the daffodils and along a stream that comes into the valley from the southeast, there's a large pile of large trend stones. These represent the home site and may have been foundations, fireplace, and chimney. There's also a lot of trash in this area. We believe that this site was at one time occupied by William Hall, who is buried in the small Hall Axum Cemetery on the hillside above the home site. This area was purchased from the federal government by Burton Elliott in 1855 and sold to the Forest Service by Elmer Murphy and William Eads in 1950. From the stone pile, walk straight east across stream and find foot trail on east side of stream. That's next.
All right, let's go. That beautiful red flower is a fire pink. And when you see it against the forest, it goes pow, and you can't believe your eyes. Look at that red color.
It takes 20 years for a tree to disappear.
So the directions we're following were written by a geology professor from IU and a friend of his. And I actually took his geology class when I was in college about 20 years ago, and I loved it.
Just beside the base of the fallen tree, there is another. Wow, the base.
But we are wondering a little bit. We're trying to follow his directions, and we wonder how much has changed. But he told us to look for this fallen tree, and it was there. What does he say now?
Just beside the base of the fallen tree, there is another tree with a large black blaze on the side.
Oh, we're not going to find a black blaze.
Yeah, that doesn't sound promising. Black blaze on the side.
I mean, there's a big patch of black on this. What if this wasn't the first tree?
But after that it says, from this point walk uphill bearing 90 degrees. That should be east. Oh, is it east from 90? I don't know. 90 from east, I mean? Okay, small flat area on the side of the hill. This is site number 3.
That looks like there's a flat spot up there. We had to climb up a really slippery hill to get up here. But we think we found the cemetery. Jeremiah, what's the name of this cemetery again?
Paul Axum Cemetery.
All right.
And there's going to be a sign that says renovations by volunteers.
Okay, but he said that. We don't know how long ago he wrote that, so. And this, again, you know, there used to be communities back here, and that's why there are graveyards completely cut off from roads. Look at that beautiful tree. It's nice.
There's the sign.
Oh, wow. It was a long time ago that sign was put up by volunteers.
I think the easier way back is straight down there.
Maybe. Oh, you can see daffodils, where they planted daffodils by graves.
Any sign of what's on there?
Yeah, this actually looks printed very clearly. Born 1849, died 1921.
Oh.
William F. Hall, maybe? Oh, is that a gravestone?
It might have been a foot marker.
Kind of big
that
for.
might be a foot marker.
It looks like
There's another gravestone there.
that there were more stones and just time in the forest.
What's this thing? It's a wooden carving?
I think that volunteers put that there to support it.
Oh, I see.
It's either a small, very small cemetery, or we're just not able to see what all was here. Be interesting to look at the records. Can't really read that. There's a nice Christmas fern growing next to it.
So you think these daffodils have been regenerating for 100 years?
I do.
Interesting.
Also, it could, I mean, yeah, for sure. Interesting that they live that long, isn't it?
Well, I think it's probably not the same ones. It probably just grows.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Kind of.
Babies, as it were.
At this point, this volunteer sign is kind of historic. I sort of want to see it. It's too. Well, here is the cemetery we found after we climbed up a big hill. The one stone that we found writing on. Oh, a tick is on me.
It's on your clothes. Don't worry.
Oh, no. Did you get it off?
I swapped it to the ground, but I'm not sure if it caught your shoe.
Oh, no. So the one stone we were able to read said, was it birth date 1845, death date 1921, William F. Hall. And that was about the only one that was legible. It looks like it's really been swallowed up by time up here. And, you know, that's again, there used to be communities back here, and now everyone's gone and these places are cut off. We don't even have roads coming back here anymore. You can see the old road beds, but it's just barely an impression that you see in the forest that lets you know a road was here.
Found it.
You found it!
Found it.
That's amazing!
Amazing.
So we just walked up this, I don't know if you can tell, but that's 2 tiers, a very steep hill to find the historic cemetery. And we both fell in very slippery clay on the way up. And we just went up and looked at the cemetery, and now we're walking back, and we're trying to get back quickly because it's coming on 9 o'clock and it's going to get dark. And Jeremiah realized he didn't have his phone, and we really didn't think he was going to find it. I can't believe he found it through all that leaf litter and everything.
The only reason
That's
I found
a
it is
relief.
because I was looking at the GPS map.
What do you mean?
I was looking at trying to match up our route with the route back.
Oh?